All right, listen up. I am an American living in Germany, and I've been here for about 10 years now, so I feel fully qualified to speak on this matter. When I first moved to Europe, I was under the impression of I'm only here temporarily. This is like an extended holiday. I'm gonna do my thing here for a couple of years. Eventually, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna go live back in the States. That's my homeland, land of the free, home of the brave. There's no place better. Now that I've been here for so long, I'm not sure I'm ever leaving. I'm not sure I will ever go back. Growing up, I feel like we were all fed the same lie. There is no place better than the US of A. We are the best country in the world. We are the greatest country in the world. Everyone wants to be us. Everyone wants to come and live here. We are the center of the universe. And let me tell you one thing. That ain't it. The second I moved to Germany, I was humbled real quick. No one is jealous of us. No one wants to be us. No one wants to live in America. If anything, they pity us. And sometimes I feel like they even look at America like it's one big joke of a place. The look on people's faces when we tell them what we had to pay to go to college, it's like they can't even fathom it. They think that we're joking, that we're playing some prank on them. Or it's like, you had to have a life-saving surgery and you had to pay thousands of dollars for it? Huh? Here in Germany, if you want to go to a public university, for example, you might pay a few $100s, max. And if you need something medically that's necessary for you to live and be healthy, it's covered by insurance. I've had 2 babies here in Germany, one in the hospital and one at home. And my home birth was also covered by insurance. My husband has also had a few surgeries here in Germany. He tore his MCL. He had to get a knee surgery. He's gotten wisdom teeth out. He had to get veins removed. He's gone under 4 or 5 times. We've never had a bill, ever. I feel like the biggest difference between Europe and America that I literally can't even wrap my brain around is the fact that here, basic kind of human rights, things like medical care, education, etc., public transportation, are seen as a luxury in America that you have to afford, you have to save for. It's so crazy. And it really makes my blood boil when I see people that I know and love in America, and they're talking about how they can't even afford groceries and they're making their own butter at home because they can't even afford to pay butter. It's just, we are so shell-shocked every time, sticker-shocked actually, every time that we go home. When we were just home over the summer, we had to buy a toothbrush and toothpaste because my husband forgot it here and didn't pack it. He went to the CVS, I think, $13. $13 he had to shell over for a tube of toothpaste and a basic stupid toothbrush. Here, I think our tubes of toothpaste are $1. Literally, this is not an exaggeration, $1. Just why were we fed this lie growing up that we live in the greatest country in the world when people die because they can't even afford healthcare, or they can't even go to the store and pay for butter, or they're working 2 jobs just to live life normally, not even luxuriously. And then there's other places in the world that you don't need to do that. It's just, I don't get it.
I've seen a lot of videos where Americans move to another country and suddenly say, I could never move back. But this one caught my attention because it's about Germany, a country that's often praised for its healthcare, public transportation, worker protections, and overall quality of life. That is actually a really interesting point that she has made. When you finally move to a different country and you realize and you hear what they have been talking about your home country. One thing people underestimate is how powerful culture shock can be. When you've grown up believing one way of life is normal, then suddenly you experience something different. It can actually completely change your perspective. It's not necessarily that one country is perfect and the other is terrible. It is that once you have experienced another system, you start asking questions you have never asked before. Now, for many Americans, things like affordable public transport, long vacations, or easier access to healthcare can, feel completely different. And it's like a new reality. At the same time, people who grow up in Germany might think and take these things for granted, and instead they admire the aspects of American culture, like, entrepreneurship and high earning potentials in some industries. Perspective changes everything.
Here are 5 things that I love about living in Germany as an American. First thing is walking. I can show you what my step count is before I moved to Germany, my step count after I moved to Germany. It's healthier, it's better for the mind. Second thing that I love is the food. I know you're gonna say, the food? Really, Erica? In Germany, you like the food? Yes. Germans are humble about their food. They recognize that not everyone wants to eat a bratwurst, that not everyone's gonna lose their minds over a pretzel. They have it, they have a space, but they also try to have spaces for other food too. They got a bit of Germany, they got a bit of France, they got a bit of Italy, they got Turkish food, also the bread. Also the bread. The third thing that I love about living in Germany is the safety. Another American stereotype, but you guys are like, oh my god, I had a mess. And I'm like, I'm afraid of guns. Guys running around with a knife, Germany loses their mind. That's like a Tuesday in my heart. I come from Philadelphia. If a guy's running around with a knife, that's just like, you're in the wrong neighborhood. Completely different level of like accepted violence. And people watch out for each other. If someone falls down on the street, people are like, hey, what's wrong? They don't do that in Philly. I saw a guy fall down on the street and everyone just walked past. Difference. It's a difference.
In Germany, it's a felony for you not to help somebody that, falls to the ground while you guys are working on the same path. I think Germans are more humane when it comes to being kind and all of that, than people from other parts of the world. If you have a German as a friend, I bet you, the best thing has happened to you. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that all Germans are good people, but out of 100, I'll say 2 to 3 might show you wickedness. Like, you get what I mean?
Fourth thing that I love about living in Germany is how it's so central. You can so easily get in a train or a car and go to any other country, and I think that's super cool. But you can also get in a plane, go to any other country at a further distance, and it's also a reasonable flight. If you live in the United States and you wanted to go to Africa, Asia, whatever, it's gonna take you so much longer. I think that's why the Germans are traveling so much, because they recognize they can. The fifth thing that I love about living in Germany are the people. I think they're so cute because they just love life. In the United States, there tends to be this like fight. You're either fighting the next greatest thing or you're kind of depressed that you're not there. In Germany, they just tend to be really happy with where they are in life. They just love existing. And I think that's so sweet. Things aren't working out perfectly. It can be frustrating, sure, and they will complain about it, but they're generally just happy to be. Okay, so those are my 5 things. What do you guys think?
Of Americans don't realize how much of their daily routine revolves around driving until they move somewhere like Germany. And I bet for the first few years that they are there, it's going to be really difficult. Once you are new to working, I mean, your legs will strain. Think about it. In many parts of the US, you drive to the grocery store, you drive to work, you drive to the gym, and sometimes you even drive somewhere just to go for a walk. In Germany, many cities are designed so you naturally walk much more as part of everyday life. You are walking to the train station, you are walking to the bakery, you are walking to meet friends, and before you even realize it, you have hit 10,000 steps without setting foot on a treadmill. That kind of lifestyle doesn't just help people physically, it can change how you experience the city. You notice the architecture, the parks, the local cafes, and the people around you instead of just seeing everything through a windshield. So I can absolutely understand why someone moving to Germany would say they become healthier without even trying. Sometimes it's not about having more discipline, it's about living in an environment that naturally encourages movement. Thank you so much for watching. Do like, share, subscribe for more videos like this, and see you right in the next video. Auf Wiedersehen.